Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Lincoln Wishlist sales event is happening now. Here's what's on everyone's wish list. Enjoying holiday jingles with brilliant 3D audio that surrounds you? Check. Watching snow flurries through the panoramic Vista roof? Check. Packing up presents with the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Check. Everything you want. All standard on the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com for exceptional offers on 2025 Lincoln vehicles today.
Sunday morning. With us today is HUD Secretary Scott Turner, another Texas guy, and a football player, and a congressman, and served under President Trump's administration in 2017 to 2021, just about. Well, Mr. Secretary, congratulations on your new position. And I understand you worked for our mutual friend, Ben Carson, and he was one good guy, and he's a good friend. And well, welcome to Washington. You know what Washington is all about. How deep of a swamp is it?
Well, John, it's always good to be with you, sir. I really appreciate your contribution to our country and to this generation. You know, D.C. is a tough place, and, you know, it is the swamp, as they call it, but we're doing everything we can here at HUD every day to bring transformation to the people that we've been called to serve. And yes, sir, Dr. Ben Carson is a great friend and mentor to me, obviously my predecessor as the Secretary of HUD, who I had the opportunity to serve under him and with him in the first Trump administration. And so we do have a mutual dear friend and brother together.
That sounds great. Now, it's such a challenge, and there's so many things to do. It's such... How big is it? How much housing do you provide nationwide now?
So, John, we, for you and your listeners, you know, HUD is a provider of vouchers, rental assistance, Section 8. But from just a round number, we provide for about 4 million families per year for about $42 billion a year. And through our public and Indian housing, we provide these roofs over people's head in America, really the most vulnerable people, if you will, in our country.
Absolutely correct. Now, I live in New York City, and I know we have a very, very large, NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority. Is that coming under HUD, I believe?
So, yes, sir, NYCHA is New York City Housing Authority, and it's probably one of the oldest and largest housing authorities in our country, about 597,000 units, I believe, if my numbers are correct. And, you know, housing authorities are the city, you know, private builders. HUD just provides the vouchers for people to live inside of not just NYCHA, but any housing authority around our country.
Understood. Now, tell us, 4 million apartments, 4 million families. What is the biggest difficulties? I mean, traditionally, the difficulties were there was crime was one of the items, and I know you guys are on top of it. What are you doing as far as crime in NYCHA facilities or in HUD-related facilities?
Yes, sir. Great question. So, you know, crime is a tremendous problem inside of public housing, not just NYCHA, but all across our country. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people don't think about is the nefarious activity, the criminal activity, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, drug abuse, illegal aliens living inside of public housing. And so recently we announced the HUD Crime Hotline. And this is for people, in particularly in Memphis, Tennessee, and Washington, D.C. housing authorities, according to the president's leadership right now in our Safe and Beautiful Task Force to keep our city streets safe. But in Memphis and D.C. right now, we announced this hotline so people can call in and report any kind of criminal activity to our Office of Inspector General. And, John, if you would, I'll give you the number so that your listeners can hear what the number is. It's 1-800-347-3735, 1-800-347-3735. And right now, the priority is Memphis and Washington, D.C. housing authorities, but we're working right now to make this so that every housing authority citizen is prioritized to call into this hotline to report these criminal activities.
Now, in addition, you try to take care of the homeless, and how's that working out? Because there's been so many problems in so many cities.
Yes, sir. So during the Biden administration, John, there was about $12 billion in our Continuum of Care Notice of Fund and Opportunity. It's a competitive grant. But essentially, it really, John, became a Biden area slush fund to create the homeless housing industrial complex. And what I'm saying right here is that it was just concentrating on getting people off the streets and housing them, but there were no strings attached, no transparency. And so really, we've had people dying in homeless shelters because of drug abuse. And so now under President Trump, what we're doing is refocusing that and not only housing people, getting people off the streets, but really attacking the root of homelessness and mental illness, drug abuse. And not only will we house them, we'll treat them and then help them to be self-sustainable so that we can be good stewards over taxpayer money, but also bringing in our faith-based entities to the table, because every single day around our country, our faith-based entities are taking care of and helping to transform our homeless neighbors. And so now we'll bring them to the table, because before in the Biden administration, they were stiff-armed and not allowed to be at the table because of their beliefs and their conviction.
So, in other words, you're bringing in some of the church groups, and you're bringing in to be able to help with the entire system?
Yes, sir. And so, one of our goals here and part of our responsibility is to be good stewards over taxpayer money. And so this Continuum of Care NOFO is about $3.9 billion. And so we want to steward well over taxpayer money to make sure that we're actually treating our homeless neighbors and helping them to live self-sufficient and independent lives and bringing in the groups that can actually bring results.
Now, just before President Trump became president again in January of 25, I had dinner with him, and we discussed migrants, and we discussed criminals, et cetera, and my discussion was him that he's going to go after the major criminals and get rid of them. Are people like that in the system by accident, or I don't know. You tell me. But what's going on with the migrants? Because during the last 5 years or 4 years of President Biden, we didn't have immigration. We had invasion.
Yes, sir. And I mean, you said it. You talk about over 12 million illegal aliens that came across our border. And this has literally hindered housing affordability, housing supply, and really the costs in our country have risen dramatically or rose dramatically because of the millions of illegals that came across our border. And as you know, your friend President Trump and Homeland Security Secretary Noem and others Tom Homan have been working very hard to secure our borders, which we're all grateful for. But because of that, we have hundreds of thousands of illegals that are literally living in HUD-funded housing. 59% of illegal alien families use one or more welfare programs in our country, costing us about $42 billion a year, John. And so you think about that. That is resources, taxpayer money that could be used for American citizens. And so at HUD, we really work very hard to prioritize only American people. We're working with DHS for a data collection partnership to make sure that those that are living in HUD-funded housing are American people. We've stopped the Biden era where they were allowing illegal aliens to receive FHA-backed mortgages, and they were turning a blind eye to that, but no longer. We want transparency. We want accountability. And our FHA mortgage-backed program is for American people and American people only. And the last thing is that we're mandating or requiring, if you will, public housing authorities to give us a comprehensive account of every person living inside of a HUD-funded housing, either Section 8 and or rental assistance. We want to know who's there, their name, their contact information, size of the unit, number of people in the unit, because we only want to prioritize the American people. And again, it goes back to being good stewards over taxpayer money.
Understood. Now, I live in New York, and we have a new mayor, and President Trump is trying to get along with him, and he's demanding more homes for the poor. Have you heard anything new about that?
No, sir, I have not. We're concentrating really what our mission is here at HUD, and to be honest, John, that's a local issue. And I believe in letting localities manage and deal with local issues and getting the federal government out of the way.
Understood. What else would you like to tell the American people on this Sunday morning?
Well, one, I would say happy Sunday morning, happy Lord's Day. And we're so grateful that we have this opportunity to be on your show. And I thank God for the American people. We pray for our country, and I would ask them to continue to pray for our president and pray for all of our administration and those who have been called to serve, and to know that President Trump every single day is working tirelessly to make America affordable again as it pertains to housing and every policy that impacts our American families. The president is tirelessly working. Administrative officials are tirelessly working to make sure that Americans are safe, that Americans can live with their families, afford their homes. New home ownership can happen. And so I would encourage the American people that we are hard at work and doing it every single day so that America can not only be made great again, but we can thrive again and be a blessing in our generation.
Well, Secretary of HUD, Scott Turner, a Texas guy, a congressman in Texas, a football player, and thank you and congratulations on the new position, and thank you for working hard for our country, and thank you for helping the needy of our country, and God bless you and God bless America.
God bless you, John. Thank you so much.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We all want to know, what makes people tick?
How will they make decisions?
Handle feedback
And work
as a team.
The Predictive Index Behavioral Assessment reveals how employees actually think, work, and thrive. Like how Marcus fits in a role with structure, and Margot's strength is collaborating with others, because when we understand each other, work just works. Take the behavioral assessment today at try.predictiveindex.com.